Hi guys, welcome to Khan's Econ Nugget channel. Today I'm going to show you how we can calculate real GDPs and analyze the impact on nominal GDP by looking at the real GDP numbers for corresponding years. So here is a data table given where there are three columns of data: years 1971 through 1975. Second column from your left is the nominal GDP numbers in billions: 1971 nominal GDP, 1972 nominal GDP, 1973, 74, and 1975 nominal GDP. Third column from your left is showing each of those 5 years price indices relative to a benchmark year price indices of 100. So year 2000 is the benchmark year. So benchmark year, if it is 100, then let's say it's 1971, it was 112, 1972 it was 58, 73 it was 89, then 40, then 120, etc. So now the question is, first we have to calculate real GDP for those years. Let us recall that real GDP equals the base year's price, in this case price indices, multiplied with current year's output or quantity, right? Output. So in that case, we have to find out that we know the nominal GDP, which is nominal GDP equals, right? Nominal GDP equals current year's output, current year's price indices multiplied with current year's output, right? Current year's output. So notice that we know that this number equals current year's price indices times current year's output, and we know the current year's price. So then if we divide this number by this number, then we should be able to get the current year's output. So current year's output equals nominal GDP divided by, right, divided by current year's price, right, current year's price. So divided by current year's price. So we have, as you can see, that therefore, take the case of 1971. The output would be, right, the output would be equals what? Equals the number we got 934.8 billion, right, that's in dollar, divided by that year's price indices, which is 112. So then what we get? So if we do the math, we use the formula, we will get 934.80 divided by that year's price level, which is 112. That gives us 8.346. So that was the output. So now we know the real GDP formula. Real GDP formula is current year's output, which we just found, have to be multiplied with base year's price index, which is 100. So real GDP for 1971 will be, we got the 1971 output 8.346 times the base year's price, right? Which is price, which is 100, which is 100. So the result is 8.34 times 100. Thus, we got real GDP for this box, right? Real GDP for this box, we got, this should be the number in this box, right? That should be your, so this box will find basically this number, which was 934.8 divided by 112, and that number will be multiplied by 100, and that will be this number. And of course, we will do the, what do you call it, we should be able to bring it down to 2 digit, just round it up. Yeah, just round it up, and same thing here, we're going to just round it up to 2 digit. Okay, up to 2 digit, and then we will see that correspondingly for other years the numbers will be according to this. And in that case, we have to just comment now on what happened to each of those years. So for example, year 1971, the nominal GDP was 934.80, right? And for that year, the real GDP was 834.64. So we can see that for that year, you can see that for this year, the effect of this new real GDP we just calculated was indeed a decrease or a deflating impact over the nominal GDP, because nominal was 334, real GDP was 834, so that's a decrease. Similarly, we can comment on 1972 data. Nominal GDP was 2,318, and the real GDP we calculated 3,997.93. So that is an increase over the nominal GDP. For the year 1973, nominal GDP was 5,125.4, and the real GDP was 5,700. So that was an increase over the nominal GDP. And also we can see that from 74 and 75, those numbers are also, these number is bigger than the nominal GDP, so the impact was increase. And for 1975 also, the real GDP number, for 1975, the real GDP number is a decrease relative to the nominal GDP. So as you can see, for these 2 years, the real GDP numbers was a decrease, and these are the years where price indices were greater than benchmark years 100. So 120 is a greater number than 100, and 112 is also a number bigger than the base year's 100 price indices. So therefore, we found that if the current year's price indices are greater than the base year's price indices, then the real GDP number will be smaller than the previous one. Just like 834 is smaller than 934, and 12,055 is smaller than 14,466. For the other years, these price indices are indeed smaller than the base year's price indices of 100. So 58 is a smaller number than 100, 89.89 is a smaller number than 100, and 40 is clearly a smaller number than 100. So when the current year's price indices are smaller than the base year's price indices, that's when the real GDP numbers are bigger than the nominal GDP number for those years. And when the price indices are greater than the base year's price for those years, the real GDP numbers are smaller than the nominal GDP numbers. So let me know if you have any question in this regard, and drop me an email at acon@claflin.edu. Thank you.